Robert Long. Hi, Robert. All right. Good question. The books were written. The order that they were written in, I'll give you a little history about it and help you. Stick Control was the first book that George wrote, and he published that in 1935. Then I think he was the founding member of the NARD, and but his father was a percussionist and also published drum books and was a teacher and had a school. And he inherited it from his father and continued it. But he wrote Stick Control and published it under his father's publishing house in 1935. Then, I don't know exactly what the year was, Joe Morello started studying with him. But while Joe was studying with him, Joe inspired George Stone to write Accents and Rebounds from working with Joe. It's interesting because that's in 1961. So from 1935, I was thinking about this yesterday. From 1935 to 1961 is what, 26 years? So for 26 years, Stick Control was okay. It was enough for the community. And then when Joe started working with George, I think he was, how old was he? 14, 13, I don't know, 16. He must have been fooling around with some accent stuff, and he added them to Stick Control. I don't know, I wasn't there. So, but anyway, George was inspired. And he wrote, and he dedicated the accents, and here it is. This is an original copy. This is a copy that was made by that publishing house. I did this in a master class yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day? Master class was Tuesday. Today's Wednesday. In a master class, I sort of went through this. That's what the book looks like today. It's because it's published by Alfred, I think. Stone Percussion Books, but it's published by Alfred Music now. Okay, and this was done. This is a reissue. It doesn't matter when this was done, but this is the original that came out of George's house. Let's see. Then George B. Stone is his father. He's George L. Stone. Okay. There's also a bunch of articles in the International Musician that I have that I've been publishing over in Sioux. I only published one of them, I think. Thank you. Oh, so you did see the master class. Good. So you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So and what I want to. Okay. So let me. I didn't do this yesterday, but what I want to show you is. This is page 1, the title page, right? This is page 2. Full page shot of Joe with a dedication dedicated to Joe Morello. I mean, that's, so Joe had a lot to do with this book. He didn't write it, but he had a lot to do with inspiring George into writing this book. So this book comes second. So this was written in 61. I mean, it wasn't written in 61. I don't know how long he took writing this stuff, but it was published in 61 when it came out. 61, I was in junior high school. I was graduating junior high school. Yeah, that was the first year. Was it 1960? Yeah, that was like the first year I started playing drums, and this book was issued. I didn't discover it when the year was issued. When I discovered Stick Control first. So that's the book to go to afterwards. Now, Joe said to me a couple of times, he said to that George asked him to rewrite stick control. And his response was that he didn't feel it was his place to do it because it was already written. There was nothing to improve upon on that. And then George died, and Joe then wrote Master Studies, I guess as an extension of Accents and Rebounds. And then he wrote Master Studies too as an extension of that. But it's really, all of this stuff is an extension of stick control itself. It's all based on stick control to begin with, all of the books. And the order that I learned them in was in the order that they were published. And that's the order I recommend them to be worked on. And I use them all every day. Well, not every day. I may not touch all of them every day, but I use them, you know. But I learned them one at a time. I learned stick control, and then I learned accents and rebounds. And then I knew both books before I went to see Joe, also. So I really know this material pretty well. And that's why I can teach it so well, because I've been doing it my whole life. You know, and I did it both ways. I did it the Henry Adler way, and I did that for years until I didn't see Joe until I was in my mid-20s. And I started playing when I was 12. I started doing the Adler system when I was 12 or 13. And I already had been through both books on my own with the Adler system, and I hurt myself pretty badly. And that's why I went to Joe to find out how I should be doing it. And then he showed me, and then I had to relearn it all again. It was really difficult because I had 12 years of practicing with these books under my belt, and then all of a sudden I had to completely change, 180 from my approach to technique was completely turned around. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't play full stroke at 40. I couldn't play number 1 in the stick control book on the first lesson. Couldn't do it. Not the way they asked me to, I couldn't do it. So my answer is do them in the order that they were published. Learn them in the order they published. And then after that, it doesn't matter which one you do. Depends on how much work you want to do, what you want to work on, how much time you got, what your patience level is. So I did a master class on this page. See, okay, you're doing accents and rebounds. So so let me help you out then. Where are you up to in accents and rebounds? How far did you get? What are you working on now? What page are you working on now? I'll do it for you. This page, the one I just did. All right. So let me ask: are you working control strokes? Are you using that system, or are you going right to the molar? You're using control strokes. That yes is for the control strokes. Yeah, you gotta do it when you're doing it that slow. You gotta do the control strokes. All right. So I don't know if you saw the. Don't know to whip it all. Good. Don't go. Do it this way first. All right. Learn it this way, And when you get comfortable with this, then you can think about adding a whip in. You're up to 120? That's pretty fast. That's pretty fast. Yeah. Well, I'll do it at 120. I don't do it control strokes. I mean, I use control strokes mixed in with the whips now. I mean, but I don't separate them, do them one way or the other anymore. 120. Yeah. Yeah, it's not bad. Okay, I'll give you some hints. At this tempo, okay? Not the doubles, line 3 is the doubles. You said you went through 6. And these are the singles. And then number 3 is doubles. You haven't hit the doubles yet? Oh, I see. Yeah, those are doubles. The doubles. The doubles. You do them slow. Oh, 16 to 17. Oh, well, that's easy. What are you doing there? Oh, well, let me look at 16 to 17. Yeah. No, there's doubles on every page. You just don't recognize them as doubles. So it's the way to get. Yeah, the way to get your doubles even is to do that stuff very, very slowly. That was a good for, yeah. Uh-huh. But this is access rebounds though, too. It's the same stuff. So let me give you a little perspective on how to do accents with doubles. There's only 4 things that can happen. Right? Only 4 things. Right? You got 2 strokes in a row on each hand. So let's just talk about the 2 strokes. So what can happen is no accent. That's one of the things. The other thing is you can have 2 accents. And the other thing is you can have an accent with a tap afterwards. Or you can have an accent, or you can have a tap with an accent afterwards. And that's the four things you need to be able to do. So it's and what he's doing is this one. But he's turning it around so it sounds like this one. Okay. So when I'm doing like page 1, when I'm doing double strokes, I'm thinking of as I think of it as a down accent and an up accent on the diddle. The down accent is the accent on the first one, the up accent. So I'm accenting on the way down, or I'm accenting on the way up. Right. So I look at it like so. First of all, I break down the arm movements. It's a right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, 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 right. Right. But if I look at it as doubles, it's down, up, down, up, up, down, up, down, up, up, down, up, down, up, tap, 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 up, tap, nothing, tap, tap, nothing, down, up, up. So I'm only looking at this. Okay. So there's not that much. There's only a couple of things that you need to learn. And you already learned 2 of them. Right? Now, a good way, here's a real quickie. You just do the grid to the paradiddle and you'll get all of the combinations. Well, not all of them. You won't get the double. But you will if you do. But you can add them in. I mean, so if you do, so let's go through the grid. This is going, and this is going, right? And now you got it on the downbeat of the double, and then it goes to the upbeat of the double. And the only thing you haven't practiced is this one. Okay. That's the Wilcoxon paradiddle sequence where he goes, but it doesn't have all of the grid. So those 2 together that's every problem you're going to have accenting is right there. Every one of them, for the double or the single accent in a double stroke, or with single strokes. Same thing. So let's do it slow. I'll do it slow for you again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the grid, then I'm going to go through Wilcoxon. I'll show you Wilcoxon. I'll show it to you. This is going to help your double strokes. Because if you can learn to accent the upbeat of the stroke, of the double stroke, which is what that whole section was on Tuesday. That whole section was about being able to pop that secondary rebound up on a double. No, this is 6 through his Wilcoxon. You know, but you don't have to go. You don't. I mean, you know, you can work on just this little piece here and touch all of the accent problems without having to go through 6 pages of material. But that material is great to go through. Anyway, I mean that's And it's double. That's a double panel. Here's the single panel. Well, that's the plan. Great book, by the way. You can go through the rudiments like this one at a time. Wow. One of the best books written for rudiments. Then here the single, and then there's the second part of the grid. Then it goes to the double hits. So this will cover half the singles and all of the double hits. There's one other double hit that's not there, the third inversion double hit. And then the grid itself will go through all of the single hits. Single accents. So you have single. So the grid is then the Wilcoxon is this. And the one that the double that the Wilcoxon doesn't cover is this one. You get it? Yeah? Yeah. That's the one that's not there. Okay. So quickly, I'll go through the two of them back to back now. So it's the grid right into Wilcoxon. Oh, that's into Wilcoxon. Sorry. 1, 2, grid first. That's the last piece of the Wilcoxon. He has the triplet. Yes, that's right. That's called the grid. I'll do it single stroke. You could do this. You could do the whole stick control book this way, and this will set you up for accents and rebounds. If you could do this with the first 3 pages of stick control, accents and rebounds is going to get easy. Okay, let me show you this. I'm going to go through the grid using stick control. Okay, all the way through that way, and then do the second partial. You get it? So you can do it one at a time. Go through 72 on the first partial. Go through the 72 on the second partial. Just to learn them. Then you can go through going through the partials on each one before you go on. Yes, that's this style. Oh. And then we always saw it with the paradiddle.